upon a time in a colonial town meeting, a group of men gathered to make a decision that would change the course of history. They were the founding fathers of America, and they had come together to declare independence from the rule of a distant king. But there was one thing that they did not know what to do with their grievances against the king. They needed someone to put their thoughts into words. They needed a writer. And so it was that one woman sat down and wrote the most important document in American history. She was an ordinary woman who lived an extraordinary life. Her name was Mercy Otis Warren, and she was the woman behind the Declaration of Independence. She was born in 1728 in Barnstable, Mass. Her father was a minister, and he made sure that she received a good education. She excelled at writing, and by the age of 19, she wrote a poem called The Group. It was a satirical poem about the people in her town who liked to gossip and spread rumors. And although this poem was written 300 years ago, it is still relevant today. In the poem, she wrote, "A foolish, idle, vicious crew. They have no right but what they owe to you. Yet they will scandalize, and they will rail and join the laugh against the bashful and the pale. They will not spare the widow nor the maid, the modest virgin or the sage, that's grey. They'll tear reputations, credit, health, and peace, and leave no mischief undone, that's like to spread." After she wrote this poem, she published it anonymously, and it became very popular. People loved it because it was so true. They also loved it because they could not believe that a woman had written it. In fact, for many years, people thought that the poem had been written by a man named Peter Pinter. They were shocked when they found out that it was actually written by Mercy Otis Warren. But she did not write just poems. She also wrote plays and political essays. At one point, she even wrote a play about the Salem witch trials. And it was during this time that she met John Hancock and Samuel Adams. They were leaders of the American Revolution, and they became friends with Mercy. When the time came for the Declaration of Independence, Samuel Adams asked Mercy to write it. He knew that she was a brilliant writer, and he knew that she could put his thoughts into words. So he went to her house and he said, "I want you to write the Declaration of Independence." And she said, "I can't write the Declaration of Independence." And he said, "Yes, you can." And she said, "I'm not a man." And he said, "That doesn't matter." So she sat down and she wrote the Declaration of Independence. When she finished, she gave it to Samuel Adams, and he read it to the founding fathers. They loved it and they signed it. But after the Declaration of Independence was signed, things got dangerous for Mercy. You see, before the revolution, she had written some very powerful words against the king. And now that the king was angry, she knew that she might be in danger. So she and her family fled to a nearby town. While they were gone, the British came to their house and searched it. They were looking for Mercy's writings, but they couldn't find anything. After the revolution, she and her family returned to their home, and she continued to write. She wrote about the revolution, and she also wrote about women's rights. Sadly, she never saw the document that she wrote become a reality. She died in 1798, but the Declaration of Independence still stands today. It is a testament to the power of words and the power of one woman's voice. As we look back on American history, we must remember the contributions of all Americans, regardless of gender. We must also remember that words have power. The words that we speak can inspire, they can motivate, and they can change the world. So let us all strive to use our words wisely and to make sure that the voices of all Americans are heard. Let us all strive to be like Mercy Otis Warren, the woman who wrote the Declaration of Independence. Thank you.